Our vision is to inspire the world and remove limiting beliefs in your mind. At Sprinkle with Hope, our mission is to inspire you to live your best life by sharing stories of hope, resilience, courage, and overcoming adversity.
We believe that everyone has the potential to lead a joyful, fulfilling life, and we hope to encourage and motivate you to pursue your dreams.
Welcome to the Sprinkled with Hope podcast.
This is Jason. And this is Shane.
And it's podcast time.
Welcome back to your Sprinkle with Hope podcast and your host, Jason. Shane and I are coming at you. It's been a little while since it's just been the two of us. So we're really looking forward to sharing some messages with you guys again. So today we're going to talk about being mindful. And, surprise, surprise, going to open up with a quote. So John Kabat-Zinn, an American professor, said, mindfulness is about love and loving life, which Shane and I love. We love life. When you cultivate this love, it gives you clarity and compassion for life, and your actions happen in accordance with that. And I just felt like that quote just fits so well with what Shane and I really try to believe in, which is love life, take action, have a happy life because of those things that you're doing, and it's going to give you the clarity in which you're looking for as you're being mindful about the things that you do. So love that quote. Wanted to start off with it. So in some of the stuff that I was looking at, I was kind of thinking about, I love acronyms because they just kind of tend to sit with me pretty well. And they're easy to understand and easy to remember. So I came up with what's called the STOP acronym. And so the acronym, the first S, is actually to stop. Stop what you're doing, stop all of the things that you're thinking about. Just stop what you're even worried about at the moment. So stop. And then the T is take a breath. Shane and I have talked about breathing, breath work, those kinds of things. So if you just are doing something and you're stressed, you stop, take a breath, and then observe what you're doing, what's going on around you, your environment, what's happening to you, the feelings that you're feeling, your thoughts that's going through your head. And then once you've observed that, then you can proceed and take action and fix whatever it is that's you're dealing with. And I think really the breathing part of that and then observing what's going on will really help you to kind of get past what it is that's kind of, stopping you. One of the other things that I thought about was there was a study that was done recently about the body and earth connection, and they were actually able to, with ultrasound and heat signature, actually see that people walking barefoot on a beach were actually getting energy from the actual sand and the earth. And so I don't know about you, and sometimes we might say a little that's kind of kooky or whatever, but have you ever been out in nature and just felt like, oh, such a peace? It's because you're actually connecting with the nature itself. It's giving you the energy flowing back into your body. Um, so that's another thing that you could do to be mindful is just take a walk on the beach, because Shane and I, A, we love the beach, and B, like, what better thing to do than walk barefoot in the sand with the water flowing? And I mean, it's just amazing. And if you're not close to a beach, you can walk barefoot on the grass or in a park, or you can, pick up some leaves or whatever it is but touch the earth is just another way to kind of help you, fill your cup, so to speak.
That's awesome. Yeah. For some reason, I've had these songs going in my mind when you first started, just the two of us. Can make it happen. And then we went to Vanilla Ice, stop, collaborate, and listen. Like, so my mind is going right to music. And then when Jason was talking about walking barefoot in the sand or the beach, it was like, okay, now I know where we're at.
Yeah.
We're on a beach somewhere. You can hear the ocean waves, and it's just calming. So surprise, surprise, I'm gonna hit you with a right and left hook at two quotes, and they're anonymous, but I just loved when I found them what they say. First one is, be where you are. Otherwise, you will miss your life. I
Wow.
loved what that said. Like, be where you're at right now. So yeah, we just talked about the ocean, and you can, in this case, it's okay to daydream sometimes, but the idea is be where you're at in life. So be where that is, and focus on your mind on where that is. The second one starts off the same. Be where you are, not where you think you should be.
Mm.
I love those two because they start off be where you are, which I think is important, but then you're going to miss life if you don't, or not where you think you should be. So don't think, oh, I should be a millionaire and I actually should own an island so that I can walk on the sand anytime I want. Well, if you're there, great, be there. But don't don't just focus on that, because I think you will truly miss life, like the first quote. I wanted to give a little context to what mindfulness means to me, and I found this description, and I have to share it because I loved how the wording was put together. Mindfulness means maintaining a moment by moment awareness of your thoughts, your feelings, your bodily sensations, and surrounding environments through a gentle, nurturing lens. And I love the last part of that. It is a moment by moment. What are we thinking? What are we feeling? How is our body reacting to whatever it is we're around? But looking through that through a gentle, nurturing lens, because I think often we're too hard on ourselves, right? We just beat ourselves up and do all of those things that I don't think we should be doing. But I just love the wording, a gentle, nurturing lens. So look at it through that way, that as you're being mindful, as you're doing the things that we're talking about. And I would preface this by saying, we're going to give you some advice and some things that may have or may not have worked for us to be mindful, but you don't have to do all of it today or tomorrow. Take one simple small step. We talk about action all the time. And when we talk about it, we just want everyone to take one little tiny step. That's really all you have to do. Again, I think it's great information that we've always provided and our guests, but the idea is to take one small step. I want to share one other quote, and then I have some other things, but maybe Jason has some ideas. But this quote is from Bryant McGill. And he says, your calm mind is the ultimate weapon against your challenges.
Mm.
So relax. Your mind is the ultimate weapon against some of your challenges. So as you're being mindful, as you're doing the things we're going to be talking about, realize that your mind is working for you, not against you, and use it as the ultimate weapon to slay those challenges that are going to come up in your life.
Love that. It's so true. Your mind is very, very powerful. You have the ability to change whatever it is that's you're faced against. So, Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, which I've already quoted him in this episode already, but he just really talked a lot about this mindfulness idea, and he created what he refers to as the 7 key attitudes, and I wanted to share those with you. So the first key attitude is non-judging, and what I mean by that is be in the present moment and try not to judge what is happening to you or around you. So not judging doesn't mean not to judge another person, but try to just be in that present moment, not worried what's going on outside of your focus. The second one is patience. I think patience is a huge thing. It's definitely something I'm working on all the time, trying to be more patient with myself, with others, with just I think we can all use a little bit more patience, right? But be open and curious to different things. Be patient with some of the things you're trying to learn. Be open and curious to meditation. If you're Shane and I have talked about breathing techniques and stuff like that. If you haven't tried it, just give it a whirl. It's not going to hurt to give it a try. The third thing is beginner's mind. And what I mean by that, and what he means by it, is don't hold on to some of those preconceived notions that you have about something or the situation or whatever it is. Really have an open heart, fresh set of eyes. It's always good to kind of look at it from a fresh perspective, take a step back, kind of an idea. The fourth is trust, and really a lot of that has to do more with faith in yourself and your abilities to do whatever it is, how you think and feel. Um, Trust your instincts, just trust yourself a little bit more than what you already do. Number five is non-striving. Be yourself and let the experience unfold naturally. Really let that thing come to fruition that it is that you're trying to be mindful about. That really allows you to be better, a better person, as you're not wanting to get to the end. You're not striving for the finish line. You're just allowing it to come naturally. Um, the sixth one is acceptance. Be receptive to seeing things as they are and not as you would think they should be, right? Be accepting of the situation, be accepting of others, just be open. And then his seventh one is letting go. Kind of makes me think of the Frozen movie, right? Let it go. But just don't hold on to things. Just let them be, right? I think as you're being mindful, it could be let those thoughts go, let the feelings go, let yourself be you, and not having to hold on to what you think you should be or what others think you should be. Um, so I have two quotes and then just end with a couple of benefits. But Ivan Nuru said, if it's out of your hands, it deserves freedom from your mind too. So I really like that because it's, if it's not in your control, it deserves freedom from your mind. And Shane kind of talked about that a little bit. Just let it go. Um, so some of the benefits of mindfulness would be a better well-being, just overall general, your well-being is better. Physical health, right? As you're doing exercise or walking on the beach or doing those things, you're helping to take care of your body. And then mental health. I mean, it's just such an issue right now. There's a lot of people struggling with mental health, and a lot of people that I know that are struggling with mental health. And that really, if you can be a little bit more mindful, I think it'll take some of that stress and anxiety, those fears and things away from you, allow you to be more present in the present moment. My last quote is from John Kabat-Zinn, who quoted already, but he said, the little things, the little moments, they aren't so little. And so I just really like that, because sometimes we do those little things and we say, oh, they're just little, or little moments with your kids or your family, but they aren't so little. They actually turn into big moments in your life. So just to think about that as you're being mindful.
Yeah, I wanted to share a few more practices that I thought about that will help everyone become more mindful. The first one is pay attention. It's really hard sometimes to slow down in today's world because everything's busy, everyone's busy, but it's sometimes really difficult to do that, to even pay attention. So let me give you an example. If you're eating your favorite food, don't just eat it really quick. the next time, take time to actually smell it first. So you're tapping into more senses than just tasting it. So smell it, taste it, and then enjoy it. I'm guilty of this often. I'm the first one to finish a meal because I just consume it and it's gone. But so I'm going to do the same thing that um, when I go to Outback next and get a Bloomin' Burger, I'm gonna first smell it. Just sense it. Sense what's around you and pay more attention to that. And that's not just eating food. That can be anything. If you're walking down the beach in sand, pay attention to what's going around you. Feel the sand on your feet and hear the ocean waves. All of those things. Just pay more attention. Kind of goes along with it. Live in the moment. Live in right now. Be intentional about what is happening in front of me right now, and chances are you're going to find simple pleasures in knowing that you're more aware and living in the moment. Something that Jason kind of mentioned, but accepting yourself. Treat yourself the way that you would treat a friend, and just be more accepting of yourself. Don't judge yourself against other people. That's unfortunately a lot of social media is geared towards that. Like everybody's comparing themselves and judging. And I would just say what Jason said: stop doing that, and accept yourself for who you really are, and then focus on your breathing. This is something that I've learned the last few years for a lot of different reasons, but especially about being mindful. If you just take a step back and focus on your breathing and remember, that's probably the first thing that you're forgetting how to do. But if you remind yourself, it's something simple. We all have to do it. Hopefully we all keep doing it for as long as we can, but just focus on your breathing. And we happen to do the box breathing method, which is 5 breaths in, stop for 5 breaths out. 5 seconds for each interval. And that for us just works great, but you don't have to do it that way. Jason mentioned some of the benefits. I would say also it improves your mood and your sleep and improves your memory. So I was thinking about it, like if we want to exercise our body, we go to the gym or we have stuff at home and we exercise our physical body. If we want to improve our mindfulness, we have to exercise our mind. And the more we do it and become more mindful of things, our memory is going to improve. And chances are we might sleep a little bit better. So my last quote is from Prasad Mahes. He's an online marketer. He says, "The mind is like water. When it's turbulent, it's difficult to see. When it's calm, everything becomes clear." So we've talked a little bit about the ocean, and that's exactly what came to mind when I saw this, is that imagine that it's the ocean and it's just going crazy. But if we calm our mind, it's almost like a lake. It's just a sheet of glass water that's totally calm. We can still go out there and just enjoy it. My last thing I wanted to do is let's do an exercise. So if you're watching this, I want you to do what we're doing. And if you're listening to this, then just follow along. So I want you to smile really big for 10 seconds. A really big smile. Really big. Keep that smile going. Smile really big. Now, I want you to be more mindful of every time you meet someone. Imagine that you're walking through a door, and just before you get to the door, you put on the smile that you just had. So you walk through the door, you put on your smile. I bet that you're going to set the mood of a totally different situation. So you're going to walk in and you're going to be happy. And next time I see Jason, I'm going to smile and he's going to smile and we're going to be like, this is great. Like, we're going to have a great day. That's what I'm saying. I want you to be mindful about those interactions with people. So just test it out with one person, whether it's a spouse, a partner, a friend, a coworker, something. The next time you interact with somebody, put on your smile for an extended time, maybe 5 seconds, and they'll probably go, "Are you okay?" And you can say, I'm learning to be more mindful about my interaction with people. And chances are you're going to set the mood for a much better experience. So those are some of the thoughts that I've had for being mindful. Again, we encourage you to take one of these things and implement them, or at least test them out in your life and see, does it work? Doesn't it work? And then whatever the outcome, test something else. You don't have to do all this stuff right away. It's something that I personally have learned, specifically talking about breathing. It really helps me to be more mindful. So hopefully you get something out of this discussion, and really, really appreciate the support that you guys are giving us.